Zablon Mkoshi. I'm the chairman of Kakamega Mashinani Pastors Fellowship. And being a man of God, I can tell where we are as Kenyans. I want to say the truth of the matter. As we want to start the new year, Kenya is headed a wrong way. And the reason being, there is a very big problem today with Kenyans, both the learned, the intelligent, and the normal people. They cannot capture the difference between the present and the future. This wars we are having today is as a result of people, even those who are learned, they cannot capture the vision of our president, our current president. Kenyans, we are living at the present, while the president is living in the future. President is trying to bring up a good Kenya in the future. But now people, we ourselves, we are living in the present. The wars we are having is because we are not capturing the vision of our president. May I say something? There is a difference between a leader and a manager. A manager cannot change policies. A manager will protect the policies. A manager will protect everything. His work is just to manage. But a leader can break a policy. All the presidents we have been having since independence, they have been managers but not leaders. The colonialism government, they had set a certain government for us. And any president that comes in, he just picks up from there, and all departments of the entire government, they are functioning. And their work is just to be there as a president. And most of the presidents that we've been having, they have been managers. But the only president I believe is a leader is President Ruto, who is now trying to change the colonialism kind of government that was set when Kenya took over the independence. May I ask you a question? If the taxes are increased, do we take those money to the other country, or the money is for us? The colonialism government had set a certain kind of government whereby we were to rely on borrowing. Because Kenya, we don't have industries to bring in money. Kenya, we don't depend on anything. Arab countries, they depend on oil to make their own money. But Kenya, we don't have anything. So, the President Ruto came in and tried to change the system so that Kenyans can sustain, self-sustainable. They can sustain their economy without depending on borrowing. Unfortunately, the country, the leaders, they were already programmed in that kind of system whereby money would come here. Some people are rich, others are poor. Whereby the rich, they control the economy of this country. May I say this thing, like you will find the Kenyatta family from independence, maybe they were not giving taxes. The Moi family, they were not giving taxes. Other people, these prominent people in Kenya, they were not paying taxes. But here comes Ruto, says we want Kenyans to pay taxes to run our own government. Now Ruto is being fought by the rich in this country because they are paying taxes that seems to be too much, something that they were not used to giving. And these wars we are having today is because the rich man is suffering, not the poor. I want to say this. Kenya, whoever will take over from President Ruto, we shall have a different country. We shall have a different Kenya. Because Ruto now is setting the systems. Today we are crying because we are in what we call a transition period. A transition period, we will feel the pain. But let me tell you, the present leaders cannot capture the future. They cannot see the tomorrow. They're using us, the rich, the small people, the poor people, to be manipulated to think that this man is destroying the country, while in the truth of the matter, Ruto is doing the best for Kenyans. And in future, we are going to have a very beautiful country. Kenyans, I want to ask you to come back to your senses and see the time. The Bible says there's time for to plant and there's time for to harvest. It's a time to plant. It's a time whereby we have to suffer, but tomorrow we will harvest. It's a time where we have to sacrifice for a better tomorrow. But these leaders are taking advantage of this, the small people, the poor, to manipulate them, to make them feel the pinch and fight the government. Because they know that these people are suffering, not them, they are suffering. They know they are suffering, and they are taking advantage of the small people to say, oh, the economy. But in the truth is, our country is headed, Ruto is doing the best for this country. He's a leader. A leader can break the law. A leader can break a policy. A leader can change the system for the better of tomorrow. But let us stop focusing on today and let us see tomorrow. Today, housing, whatever, people are, even the same people who are complaining about those houses, they are running there. Now taking, with their monies, they are trying to take those houses for their own benefits. Kenyans, I want to ask you again. President Ruto is focused. He's trying to bring a better tomorrow. Let us not look at the present. The time of planting, you must belt yourself. You must take strong tea. You must bear. But tomorrow knowing, I'm going to harvest. May I say this? Any pastor, any religious leader who can stand up openly and say he regrets voting in President Ruto, I think the best thing you should do, you should resign from your position of being a man of God, because you don't know the God you serve. You don't understand what you're doing. You cannot vote for someone and then tomorrow you say that I was led by God to vote this person. Then tomorrow you say that I regret. You are serving a different God. As a leader, as a religious leader, we are there to pray for our leaders. We are there to correct our leaders. We are there to say if our leader goes astray, we should have a better way of going to address the issue than going in public and saying that we regret to have voted for Ruto, a man of God. So what do you expect from your congregation? You misled your congregation. You need to apologize. You need to step down. You ought not to be a leader, a spiritual leader. Number two, may I address the Catholic leaders who are already in politics. Catholic leaders are in 2027 politics. I know the reason why. The two former presidents, they have been all Catholics. They could get everything they want. But because this pastor was voted in with the majority of these other Pentecostal churches, that's why these people are now voting. Let the church stand on their position and do what's right. Let us not begin to campaign to blackmail the president. Kenya needs leaders, religious leaders, who will pray for our leaders. Kenya needs men and women of God who can pray for the system today so that it can produce what's better for our people. Not leaders, religious leaders who are inciting against the government. It's very bad. And that's why I can say